What's up? Today I wanted to get into how I got into nursing school. Let's get into it. First, I want to get into my plan when I was coming into college. When I was coming into college, I was actually declared as a business major, but that quickly changed after I realized I was not interested in the curriculum at all. And this was when I was only taking the general classes, so it didn't affect my graduation time or anything like that. Once I changed my major to nursing, I realized I was going to apply to two different schools in the same city that I lived in currently. A lot of people tell you to apply to more than one nursing school, but I feel like it doesn't really matter as long as you know your stats meet the requirements of the school. A lot of the schools have the average acceptance GPAs and HESI and T scores on their website and all that. So that's how I set my goals when I was going in to apply to both of these schools. Now, I feel like the best and most effective way to communicate my step-by-step process with y'all is to go semester by semester. My first semester, first I went to community college. That's very important. I went to community college. It was a lot cheaper than university, but I did not get to experience that university life, as they say. But I mean, it is what it is. It saves a lot of money. The classes were a lot easier, in my opinion. But yeah, I went to community college when I started out. First semester coming into school, I took an introduction to college course, which was absolutely useless. I took English 1, I took college algebra, and I took psychology. I only took 12 credits my first semester, guys. They were alright classes, but I was kind of warming up, so I didn't get the best grades, but I got A's and B's. Now, my second semester in college, I ended up taking a psychology class called Human Growth and Development. I took History 1, I took English 2, I took General Chemistry Lab, and I also took Basic Nutrition. So that's 6 classes, but the General Chemistry Lab is just 1 credit. So I think that's 16, 17, I don't know, something like that, credits. These are some tough classes, but I ended up doing a little better than my first semester. Still warming up to college, so that was my second semester of college. Okay, now let's get into my third semester, which is the summer after my first and second semester. I guess you can call it third semester, I don't know. But I took Introduction to Philosophy, Elementary Statistics, U.S. History 2, and Introduction to Theater. I don't know why I took Introduction to Theater. I think it was an elective. But this summer, I ended up getting a 4.0 this summer, and that's when that really helped my GPA because I was shooting for a 3.7, 3.8 to get into nursing school. So yeah, that's what I did my third semester. Now during my fourth semester at community college, I ended up taking interpersonal communication, that's one, federal government, microbiology, anatomy 1, and microbiology with anatomy 1 lab. And micro lab was in there as well. That's a lot of credits, that's a lot of classes. But they were balanced. I mean, the hardest classes I took were anatomy 1 and microbiology. The rest were kind of basic classes, so that's how I ended up doing my fourth semester in college, and I also got a 4.0 this semester as well. During my fifth semester of college, which ended up being my last semester of college, of prereqs, of community college actually, I took Intro to Sociology, Texas Government, Principles of Macroeconomics, Human Anatomy 2, and Human Anatomy 2 Lab. Now, my school required macroeconomics. I don't know why not a lot of nursing schools require that, but that's why I took that. And I took Intro to Sociology just to get my associates in arts because I was 1 class away from the degree, and one of the schools I was applying to also needed it. That's why I took it actually. I actually took it because one of the schools I applied to needed it. But let me get into when I took the HESI. Now, I took the HESI after my 4th semester, so I had only taken Anatomy 1 up to this point. Now, I've been hearing rumors about how you needed a 90 just to be competitive with the HESI, but I hadn't taken Anatomy 2, and I was like, let me just take it. I mean, it won't hurt to take it. If I fail it, I could take it again. So the first section I took was Anatomy. I ended up getting an 80 on the Anatomy section, and then I took whatever. But my lowest section on the HESI was my grammar. No, it was my grammar. Yeah, it was my grammar. That was the lowest section I got on the HESI. I think I got like a 78. But overall, I ended up getting like an 84.5, I think it was, on the HESI. That was good enough to get me in, I guess. I mean, but my GPA ended up being a 3.7 something. I'm going to show you all my grades here in a second. That's what I've been looking at. That's what I've been looking off to the side. But let me get into that, actually, because that's important. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but you can see the classes I took and the grades I got, how many credits there were, and all of that stuff. So just going to scroll through this really quick. And that's that grade-wise. Now, I ended up only applying to one school. I knew I was going to get in because my GPA was above average. My HESI score was about average. And I had taken the wrong section, one of the wrong sections on the HESI, something like that. But I ended up getting in nonetheless, and that's where I graduated from. So that's how I got into nursing school, guys. If you have any questions, just leave them below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching. Okay, now one thing I forgot to add was that you can find all the classes you need for each school on the school website. So please look on the school website, figure out what class you need, because every school is different. A lot of them need the same basic classes, but there's always one extra class that one school might need, another extra class that another school might need. So look on the school website to find information like that. But that's all I have for today, guys. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them down below. Thank you. Peace.